Let's also connect with Sarabjit Kaur. She's joining us with further insight on what this really means to Lupin as a company and a stock. Sarabjit, what's your perspective? And this at a time that we are seeing such a deep cut coming in. The stock is reacting wildly. 10.5% cuts are already coming in on Lupin. Market doesn't like this news as one would expect. But from a longer term perspective, we were talking to our other expert who says that any dips on Lupin should be seen as an opportunity to buy. Would you concur with this? How serious do you think this is?
See, I've not seen the exact nature of observations, but whatever the press release that they have released, I think they have said that immediate business doesn't stop its future approvals and definitely their launches, which will have an impact. So to that extent, yeah, it is negative, but the magnitude, the way they have said it probably points out that, it's not a big issue because observation is a common nature of US FDA. They tend to give observations and it's a regular affair with US FDA. Lupin has already gone through a couple of months back, and so it's a normal activity which is happening. The severity of the observations determine whether it's a long-drawn battle or an immediate one. Seems like a short battle, not a very big one. So I guess, yeah. And as to stock buying, we already had a buy on the stock primarily because the stock is already underperformed in a big way compared to other pharma companies, and its trailing basis of the valuations are pretty comfortable, and today's fall is decent. So I guess, yeah, long-term investors find such opportunities only to get into the stock. So I think for long-term investor, definitely it's a good opportunity to get in.
Right. Sarabjit, if you could just tell us, if you take into consideration Goa as well as Pithampur Unit 2, what's the kind of US contribution do they actually give you?
Yeah, I don't have plant-wise filing so far. Probably company will give it now since the plants are under consideration. I right now don't have a plant-wise classification as to how many ANDAs would have been filed through this.
Okay, and any key launches that were expected from Pithampur 2 as well as Goa in the next 6 months?
Losses in the sense?
Any new launches that you were expecting from Pithampur 2 and Goa?
As a pharma analyst, I never include very big ticket launches unless they get launched because there are event risks like US FDA import warning letters. Then you have legal battles. So as far as my numbers goes, we have not included that. So in spite of that, I think stock is pretty attractive. So I'm not so concerned about that growth part of it. What I'm concerned is how long this battle will be there for these plants, at least who have come under radar. I think beyond that, I think the stock has already underperformed in a big way, as I said, and it's unlike other companies like Cadila and other pharma companies which have done fairly well because they have no plants currently under scrutiny and they have para-foods getting launched this quarter. They will report those numbers. So I guess pharma is exhibiting polarity in terms of stocks which are having good news. They are shooting up significantly. Stocks with bad news are battered badly. So I guess that's the case with Lupin and Sun both. Sun probably will move towards some consolation, and with Lupin this news I think will take a bit of hit, but probably I think the stock has already done that part already, I guess.
Right, but Sarabjit, the way history has panned out, how long do you think will it take for Lupin to get a resolution in terms of Goa as well as Pithampur 2?
I wouldn't like to put a guess on it because it's companies like Sun is also finding it difficult to do halal out of it. So it's not something very sacrosanct. It depends upon the severity of observation. So unless I know the nature of observation, it's difficult to make a comment on that. Just by going by companies, if I have to go by companies' comment, then probably what they have said is that it's not that detrimental that it will impact the immediate business. So it shows that it's not gone till import alert, so they have time to rectify it. So I will reserve my comments as a timeline because that's something very sticky upon the nature of observation. But I think going by their language, I guess probably if it gets rectified faster, and Lupin has a history of rectifying it faster than other Indian companies. So if you have to take a comfort, then probably you probably shouldn't be seeing much damage.
All right, Sarabjit, pleasure speaking to you, and thank you for getting us all the details. But Vikram,